First of all, I want to give a shout out to Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. I'm so happy for Logan Paul. Now, yes, he did go the distance, but the only reason they went the distance is because Floyd allowed it to go the distance. For all you Floyd Mayweather haters out there, because I saw quite a few haters out there tonight, man. A lot of professional boxers, man. Ryan Garcia. There's people that was upset because they knew Floyd beat Logan Paul. Floyd makes people happy. Floyd gave this young man an opportunity, and they both made money. Paul now has bragging rights that he got in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. He's happy, ecstatic that he was in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. If you watched his interview afterwards, he was quite humble. And he told you every mistake he made, Floyd Mayweather capitalized off it. And he felt it. Floyd worked that body. And right now, the adrenaline is pumping, and Paul will not, and I'm calling him by his last name, but Logan Paul won't feel it until tomorrow. When he wake up in the morning, he will feel it. His body will be sore. Anyone that's a fighter and that knows what it feels like to take body shots repeatedly, and then you go home, you take a shower, you feeling good, excited, and then you go to sleep. When you wake up the next morning, it's hard for you to move because you actually feel the results of that. Floyd, in a way, punished him in the ring. Floyd was not trying to knock him out. And for anyone that knows boxing, if you watch him, Floyd fought him extremely basic. That was extremely basic boxing that you saw Floyd Mayweather do tonight. Floyd was fighting at Logan Paul's level. He threw no combinations. If you listen to Floyd Mayweather's interview, he tell you, I could have thrown a lot of combination. Floyd could have gotten him out of there quite early. And you notice Floyd walked him down. He was taking the fight to him. Logan Paul was holding Floyd. Every time he hit at Floyd or swing at Floyd, he grabbed Floyd because Logan did not want to get hit. That was his way of dragging out the fight, man. Logan did not want to get hit. So every opportunity he got, he grabbed Floyd. But if you notice, if you listen to Floyd, Floyd is okay with that because as long as he was able to make this young man happy. And plus, this could be a thing where Floyd is setting it up for his next fight with his brother. Now, if he knocks out his brother, that's not as good as Logan Paul, then that could mess up his next fight. So Floyd allowed him to do his little thing, and Floyd fought him very, very basic. If you notice, Floyd peekaboo style. That's very basic. And he walked up to, he kept taking the fight to him peekaboo style. And every now and then Floyd would hit and he would connect, right? But he was letting Logan Paul know that I can touch you anytime I want to. But Floyd threw no combinations. Floyd was not aggressive, right? So for all of you Floyd Mayweather haters out there, because there's a lot of angry white people out there, and they turn this thing, a lot of white people turn this into a race thing because they paid money to see Logan Paul beat Floyd. And if you listen to Ryan Garcia, before the fight, they were talking about how Logan Paul was gonna, finish Floyd. He's gonna knock him out. Floyd is gonna lose. People were betting on Logan Paul because of his size. And these are professional boxers. But when it didn't happen, then they resorted to, for Floyd, he went the distance with Floyd. a YouTuber, like Ryan Garcia said. A YouTuber. You know, he allowed a YouTuber to go the distance. He couldn't knock him out. Floyd could have knocked him out if he wanted to. Floyd fought that man's at his level. Floyd threw no combinations. He walked right into him just to let him know, I don't fear you. And even as Floyd walked right into him and threw a couple of punches and whatnot, Logan Paul drug the fight out by grabbing him. Logan did not want to get hit by Floyd. Notice, Floyd's face wasn't bruised. He was smiling afterwards. But Logan Paul, his face was bruised. And it humbled him a little. Because he was still arrogant a little bit, but he was humble. He was like, hey, I'm new at this. You know, let us get better at this. You know, and when he got in the ring with Floyd and he realized, like, wow, you know, look, what did I get myself into? Now, he did make a comment, and he said that he thought Floyd was much faster than he was because of his level. But Floyd wasn't trying to hurt him, man. This was an exhibition. They were out there to have fun. And if you notice, nobody won. That's how they set it up. Nobody won the fight. So this young dude, and notice Floyd referred to him as a kid, right? He said if it makes them happy, to know they went 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather, let them have that. Because Floyd has nothing to prove to anyone. So shout out to Floyd, man. And listen, I saw a different side to Floyd tonight. Floyd is a really good dude, man. He's not out there trying to hurt nobody. He's not trying to knock this man out. Now, maybe if he fights his brother, he'd probably knock him out early because he took his hat. Right? So Floyd would take it out on him, right? But Floyd wasn't in there to try to hurt this dude, man. He fought at his level. Floyd fought very basic boxing. Very basic. And those that know boxing know, or should know, that Floyd was fighting very basic boxing. He threw no combinations, none. But Floyd did say in his interview that he could have thrown some crazy combination. Well, Floyd's got like how many years experience? And he's not 50-0 for nothing. He knew what it took to go out there and win that fight, even though there was really no winners. And of course, Logan is going to say, oh, I won for camera's sake, but he knows deep within his heart that he didn't win. Right? So this was for fun. Floyd had fun. Logan Paul, man, and he's happy that he was just able to get in the ring with Floyd. He's a fan. So Floyd wasn't trying to hurt him. Floyd wasn't trying to knock him out. But because of all the hype and because of a lot of racial tone that individuals put into it, there's people that went to that fight just to see Floyd lose. Because people were pushing this guy's height, you know. And like I mentioned in my prior video, man, we were taught at a very young age, man. When I was in the martial arts, we were taught how to fight bigger dudes, man, because they had to swing down at us. You know, so it was very easy, and that's why when Floyd went into him, he was pickaboo style. He was walking right into him. He was walking into, and he worked that body. And like I said, Logan Paul will feel that in the morning. He will feel it in the morning. But originally, before I end this video, I was thinking that this could be a setup because Logan Paul came out of nowhere. Just like that boy, that no-namer that knocked out Manny Pacquiao. I felt really bad for Pacquiao because you had a no-namer come and beat Pacquiao. That was a setup. And I felt the same way with Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather. Because of Logan's height and his weight, they just knew that he was going to come in and beat Floyd Mayweather because he's smaller in stature. And I didn't hear Logan Paul not one time mention anything about Floyd's beady eyes and he beating Floyd's beady eyes like he was before the fight. He was quite humble when he was being interviewed. Floyd humbled him. And Floyd didn't even fight a full fight. He didn't really even put anything into it. He fought him very basic. Anyone that knows boxing, I'm not talking about boxing fans that think things should have went a certain way, or they say things went a certain way when in reality it didn't. For you that really know boxing, that what was in the ring, that was trained, you know that what Floyd did was extremely basic. So he met him at his level. So feedback, tell me what you think. Subscribe, click on the Cash App, support the channel. I'll put the link on the bottom. Until next time, I'm fearless.